Hi everyone, Dia Bondi here, longtime leadership communications coach and catalyst, and creator project Ask Like an Auctioneer, a project aimed at helping you ask for more and get it. Also the host of the Dia Bondi Show, a big podcast for women with goals. And in this series, we're sharing with you the 4 strategic pillars of asking you can use to make the asks that resource your goals so you can get to them more quickly. And since I launched this project, I've noticed that every ask we make in all different kinds of careers and all different kinds of shapes of work and tied to all different kinds of goals fall into one of 4 categories: money, influence, authority, and this final one that we're talking about today, balance. And when I think about balance, I notice that the asks that we can make aren't just about like work-life balance, which is what's easy to think of automatically when I say the word balance. But instead, there are asks that we can make that bring more into balance who we are internally, our internal selves, and our external context, whether it's where you work, how you work, or the way in which you work. So as we think about balance, I want to share with you a quick example of someone I came across since launching Project Ask Like an Auctioneer who used asking to do just this, to bring her life more into balance with who she was and what she really wanted for herself. So she was a long-time lighting engineer and lighting designer in the space of architecture, 20 years in the industry and 10 years at a specific firm. She was noticing that the work that she was doing was really no longer satisfying to her in the way that it once was, that her career had sort of played out, and she was really looking to make a large change and actually start her own business. But she was, in order to bring into balance her inner self and her outer work life, she needed to make a few big moves to make that possible. And one of those was to make a little bit more money with a little bit less time contributing to that money making. Her task at hand was to renegotiate from top to bottom her agreement with her employer, moving from an employee position to a contractor position, bringing her work hours down by half, and bringing her hourly contractor rate up by 2. A lot of asks embedded in there, but all of them tied to the idea that should she be able to renegotiate her status with her employer, lower her hours, raise her rate, she would be able to bring into balance the way she was working in the world, be able to pursue something new that mattered to her in a way that reflected who she was now. She was able to make those negotiations and surprisingly was able to secure both the level of hours and the money she needed in order to make that transition in a way that was actually beneficial to the employer that she was negotiating with. Well, yes, there was a money aspect in that ask. The asks were actually materially tied to bringing her life and her inner self more into balance with one another. So I hope that example gives you a little bit more, a way to visualize as you think about your own asks that you might make, and if they're tied to bringing into balance your internal self and your external world, that you can craft the kinds of asks that help you make those big moves so you can reach your goals. If any of this content is interesting to you, you can find the Dia Bondi Show, where we talk about all things helping you ask for more and get it and resource your dreams. You can find the Dia Bondi Show, a big podcast for women with goals, on just about any platform where you get your podcasts. And you can also check out all of my work at diabondi.com. Thank you so much for staying with me through this series, and great, great luck to you and powerful asking to you onward.